Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for this is going to be your Eclipse season reading. Now, we have an eclipse on the 7th in Pisces and one on the 21st in Virgo. Remember, eclipse seasons can last for like 6 months or longer. And by the way, we are in a series of eclipses in Pisces and Virgo that will end in 2027. So this is an energy we're all going to be revisiting multiple times. In your first row, you have this card that says your commitment is being tested. You have this card that says a time for healing, which it definitely is. This first row is going to represent what is being revealed at this time. Eclipses usually reveal things to us, something, some sort of truth or something that we haven't seen or whatever. So the Virgo eclipse is definitely a good one for healing. So anything you can do to heal from, anything that you want to heal from, it doesn't even have to be anything that important, would be a very good, would be a good thing for you to focus on. I also think, what I've said to some of the other signs as well, is that kind of like the little blessing that we have at this time as well is Pluto retrograde. So if there is ever a time to really get to the bottom of an issue that you're dealing with, anything that you want to heal, it would be right now, so it's just a really good time to do those things. And that's what I would be focusing on if I were you here, Gemini, is some sort of something to heal from or something to work on in general. In this row, again, for what's being revealed, you have this Hangman, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Wands. The Hangman can represent being in hangman mode, right? He's hanging upside down from the Tree of Knowledge and Wisdom, and he's gaining enlightenment. It definitely seems to be an eclipse that's bringing in a lot of answers for people. That has been kind of like, I don't know that I would necessarily say that it's been a focus in the readings, but, it's definitely shown up multiple times that we could be getting answers or we could be seeing things that we've been dealing with more clearly. And obviously, I think that's going to be a good thing, not a bad thing, because we could be getting clarity on things that we've been dealing with just in general. Next, you have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel that some of you could be seeing where you can be more, where you can actually create change in your life. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny, but I always say that Wheel of Fortune is your destiny as you see it. It is your personal vision for your life. It is the direction that you see your life going. And with the Wheel of Fortune, we have to double down on the good stuff and take care of the challenges right away to get the wheel to spin in our favor. And I feel like that's what's being revealed to you is what you need to do to get things to go in your favor, which is great. So again, your first row is very simple, much more simple than everybody else actually, because all it's saying to me, to you, is that you are getting answers on, whatever it is that you've been waiting for answers on, or, especially if you've been stuck for a while, Gemini, with that Hangman, you really could be seeing what you need to do to create that forward momentum that we can sometimes gain with the Wheel of Fortune. And that's what I feel is going on here. Next, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, a big part of this whole eclipse season, I feel, for people is going to be building confidence, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on that I feel could be encouraging you to be more confident. Like the Queen of Wands, she needs to be bold, assertive, confident, all those things. But, again, it's a process. She has to learn how to do those things. And so, and we all do, right? And so I feel that you are just learning how to be more bold, assertive, confident, put yourself out there more. Another thing that I've noticed is that, I feel that you, Gemini, get a lot of these readings that talk about independence. And I'm not saying that you're not independent, but she's independent in a different way. She kind of marches to the beat of her own drum. She does her own thing. And she doesn't care what anyone thinks. And so we have Pluto in Aquarius, which, you're an air sign. So Pluto in Aquarius is going to affect you more than everybody else. And what I would say here is I feel anything you can do to set yourself apart will have a better effect. So I would be doing things to stand out. I would be doing things to set yourself apart. As a matter of fact, I think I said this to you in your last reading as well. So if I did, then it's definitely true. But let's see where this is going for you, Gemini. With the Hangman, you have the Nine of Wands. Really important time for boundaries. Part of healing is knowing what to not repeat, knowing what you shouldn't go back to, knowing what boundaries you should set. And so I definitely do that. The other interesting thing is is that, this could be some sort of second chance, and you're not the only person to get this. So this set of eclipses, sometimes eclipses can bring something back, but it's not like the same thing. It's like you could be revisiting an old idea that you had to start a business, and it's like you're probably not going to do the same thing, but you might revisit it and redo it in a different way, or you might just do it in the first place. Like if you didn't do something, in the past, and now you're revisiting something, you might actually take action. Eclipses are fate, and they kind of represent fated events. So sometimes if we don't do something that is maybe part of our journey, I think maybe the eclipses just kind of make us think about it again so that we do it again. So it's kind of like you're taking a second chance. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Seven of Cups. Yes, I feel, again, Seven of Cups is like being spoiled for choice, having too many options. But, I always say he has good things and bad things in these cups here. But the whole point of the Seven of Cups is that he needs to manifest a dream on Earth. Like he has to find out how something is going to go in his life. He's just imagining, he's kind of like stuck imagining something but not doing anything about it. And he needs to bring that dream down to earth so he can find out how his dream will go. And so I feel a lot of you are taking action. Yeah, with the Queen of Wands, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, I think you being your own, marching to the beat of your own drum, doing your own thing could make you very successful here, Gemini. And so don't be afraid of like going against the grain, being different. Don't be afraid to just, kind of stand out in different ways and all that other stuff, because that's probably where your abundance will come from. You have Ten of Pentacles twice. You have the Eight of Pentacles. You have very good money cards here. So, again, if you're setting yourself apart in work or business, this would be very positive. Next, we're going to look at what's being eclipsed out of your life in your next row. You have this Powerful Move card and this Tall Tale card. I feel a lot of you are clearly developing more confidence in yourself. Anything that seems like a lie is probably something that you're going to walk away from with that Tall Tale card. So we're talking about people, places, and things that could be telling stories, or just don't seem right. I feel you're trusting your inner guidance system here with these cards. I also feel like you're letting go of hard work, actually, which we'll talk about in a second. You have the Ten of Swords, the Empress, and the Eight of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords can represent something that's dead, done, over with. He's also making the symbol with his hand right here that can represent a blessing in disguise. So eclipses are notorious for blessings in disguise, right? Eclipses are kind of weird because it's like sometimes something can happen that doesn't seem good, and then later on you discover that it is good. So a blessing in disguise. And so don't be surprised if there's some sort of blessing in disguise for you. I would say this month of September, where it's like maybe something doesn't work out or something falls apart, but then later on it turns out to be one of your biggest blessings in your life. Like I said, eclipses are definitely notorious for creating blessings in disguises for people. And it's like sometimes at first it doesn't look great, but then it turns out great. So don't worry if something happens. Next, you have the Empress. The Empress is total abundance. I feel that with the other card here, the Powerful Move card, that you are releasing the need for hard work. The Empress, all she has to do is wave that scepter in front of her, and the wheat in front of her will grow. So she is working efficiently. She isn't working hard necessarily. And I feel that a lot of you, it's like you need to believe that abundance can come to you easily, is what I feel like she is saying to you, Gemini, to me, to you, whatever you want to call it. So I feel like you need to believe that, abundance comes easily. And I feel if you do believe that, then that will definitely be true, right? And, that's what I would believe with the Empress here. And, that will probably lead to the most success. I also feel that, I'm also getting something here, Gemini, about like your environment. Like I feel like you are not needing things to be perfect at this time, which is good, like a good thing. I feel like you're willing to take bigger risks, and I feel you're willing to try things right now without needing the circumstances to look a certain way, which again, I think is going to be a good thing. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, playing small. I think we are definitely in a time where we have to play big. I basically say this to everyone, but Neptune and Pisces, right? We have Neptune is currently retrograde in Aries, but it will be entering back into Pisces one more time this year. And before, in January next year, it's going to enter back into Aries to stay for like 14 years. But With Neptune and Pisces, it's like the big impossible dream. And so we have to, but the trick with Neptune and Pisces is we have to try to manifest the big impossible dream here on Earth. And you might be saying it's big and impossible. How the hell do I do it? Well, luckily we have Saturn at the same time is retrograding into Pisces right now. And Neptune will move with it. And then they both basically next year at almost the same time, within a month of each other, move back into Aries. So if there was ever a time to really go for the gold, go for something big, it would be right now. And so I would put that work in. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, people are very matter of fact, very interesting. I feel that something is going on with these eclipses that is making people very cut and dry in a good way. I mean, by people, I mean you. I feel that you people that I'm reading for are very much like, if something isn't a hell yes, it's a hell no. I just get a very cut and dry energy, and this has come up for others as well. Two of Pentacles kind of wishy-washy back and forth. But, again, we're looking at what's being eclipsed out of your life. So, that wishy-washy energy is being eclipsed. With the Empress, you have the Fool. Yeah, it's a great time to start anything new. And there's something about these two eclipses, and the one in Pisces and Virgo here this month, that really seemed to be good for, kind of taking a leap of faith, starting something new, moving in a new direction, doing anything differently that you want to do differently. All that stuff is kind of like highlighted. The Fool can kind of represent over-prepared or being over-prepared. He has this tiny little sack on his back, and he's about to go through the whole entire major arcana. So I always say sometimes that he is like over-prepared for his journey, and I feel for some of you that you're ready to take a leap of faith. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the High Priestess. Yes, definitely time to trust your intuition. Again, we have a lot of energy in Pisces, North Node in Pisces. Again, we're going to have an eclipse in Pisces on the 7th. So a lot of you could be being asked to kind of like tap into your intuition or do something with your intuition at this time. I feel that will be like the best thing for you. The High Priestess is also about kind of believing in your potential. Remember, this reading is like really saying go big or go home, Gemini. She has no roof over her head. And the whole point of no roof over her head on the High Priestess is that it encourages you to like exceed your own expectations or do more than you think is possible. Or it says that you don't even realize like what you can accomplish. So, again, I think it's like a go big or go home type of reading here that really wants you to kind of like push it and make things happen. Next, we're going to look at where you are being redirected. Eclipses usually come in and redirect us towards something. You have this Beginnings card and this Embrace Uncertainty card. Can't make that up. Definitely, we have definitely seen new beginnings here in this reading. And again, obviously, if you're going big or going home, then you're going to have to do things you've never done before. So you are going to have to embrace uncertainty. And I feel that will be the best thing for you. This is also very obvious to me because we have Pluto in Aquarius for the next 19 years or so, a little bit more. But what I would say is Pluto in Aquarius is all about innovation. We all should be embracing uncertainty. We should all be doing things that we don't know. That's what Pluto wants us to do, right? Again, I think what people forget about Pluto is that Pluto is power. So it's like wherever Pluto is, if we work with the energy, that's where we will get our power from. So, again, I would be kind of like innovating. I would be inventing. And I think people also forget that Aquarius can be very creative. So, I would be doing things to be more creative at this time. But definitely innovating and, again, embracing uncertainty, stepping into the unknown. Mark my words. That is pretty much one of the best things all of us can do right now, because if we do that, we're working with the energy. One step below that is going to be getting attention. Of course, we want to get positive attention, but I think everybody should be doing something to get more attention at this time in work and business and love, health, wherever you need help in your life, right? So attention is also great in Aquarius. You show up here as the Lovers. Again, this row is going to represent where you're being redirected. So, whenever you show up as yourself, kind of puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. The Lovers could also definitely be love, and it is a good time for love. So if you want love, I do feel that there could be a new connection coming in for you. But the Lovers can also represent a new path or a new direction. I do feel like some of you are being guided down a new path because you also have the Tower. Now, a couple of people have had the tower. And as I've said to those people, I would not worry about the tower at all during eclipses, because eclipses kind of like are the tower. Kind of, not really, but kind of. And, eclipses can expose something about reality to us that changes our reality. And, I don't know, it just is what it is. The tower really isn't a bad card in the first place. I think the tower gets a bad rap. The tower is necessary. These people have been ignoring reality, and they're being brought back down to reality. We're literally in a time of truth. There's so much going on that is all about like exposing the truth. Neptune and Pisces, even though it's not there yet, it's on its way. Pluto retrograde can expose truths. Pluto's retrograde until October 14th. Again, like eclipses expose the truth in the first place. I don't know, fits in very well. So, again, I think that really this is just saying that you could be experiencing some shocks to the system, but not like shocks, more like seeing reality for how it is. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, it's kind of funny because if you don't have Ten of Pentacles in your life right now, whatever, Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. So, it's going to be different for all of you. But if you don't have this yet, I feel a lot of you could be, it's kind of like you could be waking up to that. Not like in a bad way, but I feel like you could be trying to fill in some gaps is what I feel here intuitively. And I feel the eclipses are definitely directing you in this direction to like build or leave a legacy, Gemini. That's what the Ten of Pentacles wants us to do. It wants us to do things, to kind of create the dream life or whatever you want to call it, right? And I feel doing that, of course, will be good. With the Lovers, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can be stability, creating more stability in your life, doing things to create more stability, all that other stuff. So but I also feel if you clearly you have to leave a comfort zone. You have that card that says embrace uncertainty. Four of Pentacles, he's staying stuck where he's always been. So the trick with the Four of Pentacles is he has to leave a comfort zone and do things he's never done before. I do feel good about this though. You have the Four of Pentacles twice. You have amazing money cards down here. So a lot of you could just be working on your finances. And, if you're doing things to grow your finances or create more stability, this looks very good. With the Tower, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is like a victory or success coming in for you. So really, this could be a success. By the way, I will say, Gemini, if you're thinking about entering into some sort of contest or, if there's an opportunity for you to do something that would require you to stand out, I would definitely enter whatever that is. I don't know what that could be. Some of you could be literally doing something you could be starting a YouTube channel or something like that, because I don't know, there's a lot of good attention here, especially with the, with the Empress as well. So I think a lot of you could be really, doing something to stand out. And I would take advantage of it. Yes, you can't make this up. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Star. To get your Ten of Pentacles, you have to be the Star. The trick with the Star is we have to stand out. It's funny that I was talking about Pluto and Aquarius because, the Star is Aquarius. But I feel like the Star is saying, I would do things to stand out at this time. Next, in the area of your next chapter, you have this performance card. It says expression, roles, and vulnerability. You have this expecting card. It says potential, beginnings, nurture, and duty. So I feel for a lot of you, number one, you could be putting on a performance, like I said, and you could be doing something to stand out, which I think would be great for you. I do feel like if you're expecting something, it is coming. Literally, I feel that some of you are about to birth something new in your life, and it looks really good. You have the Four of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, and the Justice card. There is something about you needing to stop working hard here, Gemini. I don't know what. And it's not even I don't think you can work hard, right? But there's a difference between efficient work and hard work. You can work efficiently and work hard, right? As long as it's efficient. And here's efficient work means that you put energy in and you get at least the same amount of energy back, right? And so, if not better. And, there's something about that in this reading. I think for you to create your Ten of Pentacles, that's what you should focus on. If you're burnt out on your job or whatever it is you're doing in work, I think that needs to change. And I feel your next chapter here during this eclipse season, that's what it's all about. You could be doing things to, be more efficient in work, or you could even be working on new things that, bring you more money for less effort, and obviously that would be a good thing. You have the Ten of Wands. Personally, I like the Ten of Wands because he's very close to achieving his goal. I feel this could be saying that you are very close to achieving your goal here, Gemini. One thing I will say with the Ten of Wands is sometimes we have to see the forest through the trees, He has all these wands in front of his face. And so personally, I like the Ten of Wands, but maybe some of those wands are not his responsibilities. He might be carrying the responsibilities and the burdens of other people. And that's really what he needs to be careful of. So I would be careful of, carrying the burdens, the responsibilities, the issues, the problems, the challenges of other people, and make sure that you're only carrying your own responsibility so that you don't get burnt out with the Ten of Wands. Next, you have the Justice card. Clearly there could be more balance coming in for you over the next few months, which I think would be great for you. I also feel like you're taking a more neutral approach, which makes perfect sense. We have Uranus in your sign, and even though Uranus will be retrograding into Taurus in the beginning of November, on November 7th, it doesn't really matter. Uranus has already gone into Gemini, and there is something about Uranus and Gemini that I actually think will make you very balanced. And it kind of makes sense. Uranus loves being in Gemini. Again, Gemini's ruler is Mercury. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So, Uranus loves to be in Gemini. And I think it'll be good for you. I feel that it's going to let you see all sides of things that you're dealing with in life. and that's probably going to let you create more balance, which of course is a good thing, right? So I do like to see that. But let's see here. You could literally be getting justice. I'm getting if you had a tower moment with either a person, a place, or a thing stabbing you in the back, it is popping into my head here that you literally could be getting some sort of justice. Now, it might not be direct justice, It's like sometimes I think we get justice from a situation like a person doing us dirty or whatever, but it comes more indirectly. It's like maybe something good happens to us that isn't related to whatever that person did, and that's kind of what I feel here. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Six of Cups. Yeah, I would definitely be careful of the past. There's something about this set of eclipses that seems to be triggering the past. Like a lot of people have had stuff about the past in these readings. I don't really think it's a bad thing as long as you're healing because, again, the Virgo eclipse is excellent for healing. And so as long as you're healing things from the past, I think it's fine. If you're getting stuck in the past, then it could be a little bit of an issue. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Two of Cups. I'm telling you right now, there's love right in front of your face. I think I said this to you in your last reading, Gemini. I feel like there is literally love right in front of your face, is what I feel. So if you want love, the Ten of Wands says you have to look up. It's like you have to look up from wherever you're sitting and pay attention because there definitely is a person coming in for you. I definitely feel that for some of you. It could be a surprise with the Tower for sure. Two of Cups usually starts as communication. Two of Cups is also usually someone who's different than your usual type. So this person could be very different, but, I don't know. Looks good to me. Can't make this up. With the Justice card, you have the Judgment card. Tower to Judgment, I consider to be the most powerful combination in the tarot. To me, it represents like a major revelation, a major wake-up call, something like that. So there could be like a major wake-up call, major revelation, a big light bulb moment with the Star card. And that's the other thing, by the way. We have the Star after the Tower. So whenever the Star comes up after the Tower, then you definitely shouldn't even worry about it because the Star represents healing from a Tower moment. But there, it looks to me like there could even be like a big light bulb moment for you this month. Let's see. You have this Flattery card here. This card is interesting to me. There's like these two faces facing away from each other, these two people facing towards each other. I do feel like you could be attracting someone that's very like-minded. It's funny that I said opposites as well. Because, again, maybe to the outside world you two look like opposites, but maybe on the inside you're very similar. You have this Escape card. I feel like saying don't try to escape something. I feel like there's gold right where you are is what I feel like saying to you here, Gemini. It's like, I don't really have any good examples for you other than like I teach YouTube on the weekends and I have for several years. And I cannot tell you how many people have come to me like after like they'll start a channel about something and then like 6 months later, a video they did like goes viral or something and they've moved on and started another channel because they didn't think that channel was working. And it's like now they lost momentum, right? It's like sometimes there's gold right where we are. Instead of like switching or jumping to another thing, we should just work on the thing that we're working on right now. I don't know. That's popping into my head there. You have this practicality card. Yeah, we are in a very practical time. I mean, it's like we are in the KISS period. Keep it simple, stupid, right? So there you go. You have this birth card. Another birth card. I would be careful if you're not trying to get pregnant. You could be a bunch of fertile myrtles out there. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, then be careful. If you are, then great, go for it. If you're too old to get pregnant, I don't need to know that. Yeah, then this part of the message is not for you. I always get old ladies commenting on my videos, I can't get pregnant. Sure, okay, yes, I get it. This part isn't about you old ladies, right? Next, you have this Lost card. So this card is Saturn and Pisces. We have Saturn and Pisces right now. Saturn is retrograding for the last time in Pisces right now. And it will be moving back into Aries in February of next year. So in Pisces, at the very beginning, basically, of Pisces season, February 26th, I believe, is the day. So, pretty much the first week or whatever of Pisces, it will be entering back in. I think that some of you could be thinking about a loss or something that you have lost, but that's really all I'm getting there with that card. But this reading looks very good. I love this for you, Gemini. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.